I'm Hussein, your number one guy for FPL content throughout the 2022-2023 season. Today we're going to look at how my team did in Game Week 3 and what my transfer plans are ahead of Game Week 4, and finally I'm going to show you what my Game Week 4 team looks like. But before we get into that, as always, if you're new around here, please take a moment to go down and hit the subscribe button and turn on the post notification bell so you never miss a future upload. Firstly, looking at my team from Game Week 3, here it is. Only 47 points, that was one below average, so it was a small red arrow to around the 1.2 million ranks. However, I'm not too disappointed in that. It could have gone much worse after it being one of the strangest game weeks in FPL history. Let's start off with the captain, of course, the always trusty Mo Salah. He did it again. He scored against Manchester United once more. However, he got quite a lucky goal and I was happy with that as I captained him, and he was the highest point scorer of my game week. The Man U vs Liverpool game did not go in any way according to how I thought it would. United came a lot more prepared, and Liverpool for the second time this season looked like they weren't ready. They were caught off guard in defense, and because of that, my Trent and Robertson, my trusted Liverpool duo, again failed to deliver. Next, I'm talking about Reece James. Chelsea looked absolutely horrible in defense. Leeds tore shreds through their defense. And so Reece James again starting at right centre back did not work out for Chelsea. I'm sure Tuchel will look into shifting him to right wing back and probably bringing Azpilicueta ahead of Koulibaly's suspension. Moving on to my Arsenal double up. Martinelli and Jesus again providing for me when it's needed the most. They chipped in with assists each, but they could have gotten a lot more. Martinelli of course had that chance that was saved by Bournemouth's keeper, which then went on to Odegaard, who scored. So Martinelli got a bit unlucky there, and Jesus had a lot of chances throughout the game. However, he couldn't score it. And now on to my two transfers that I made last week. They were Rico Henry and Pascal Gross. Together they gave me a total point score of 7, which was not what I was expecting. I expected Brentford to keep a clean sheet against Fulham, but oh well, Fulham's attack has been absolutely insane. 9 big chances in total, Mitrovic getting 6 of them. Mitrovic was a real nightmare for the Brentford defense, and of course he scored the last minute goal as well. That's kind of put the cherry on top for their game against Brentford. So Rico Henry got unlucky in the defensive side. He did get an assist that was chopped off because of offside to Tony, but he does look a good option going forward with Brentford's fixtures coming up. Pascal Gross, on the other hand, got a cheeky assist that and a clean sheet point that gave him 6 points in total, which I'm really happy with that transfer. And finally, on to my Norwegian striker, the big guy, Erling Haaland. He had only 1 goal out of the 4 big chances that he had, so he did underperform. He could have done better, and I think over the next coming game weeks he could do a lot better with the chances he gets. Might have got a scolding from Pep as well, you never know. So yeah, that was my team for this week. Moving on to my transfer plans. This week's transfer plan, or should I say I've already done the transfer, was a bit of a knee-jerk reaction to the Liverpool game. I got fed up of Robertson and Trent, but you can't remove Trent at this stage of the game, especially where he looks quite good and his right top for big chances created, big chances involvement, and also expected goal involvement in the Premier League this season for all defenders. So Trent, I wouldn't think is a good option to move out for. However, I chose Robertson to move out, and I've already made the transfer to Perisic. Tottenham have looked very good in defense, especially compared to the Liverpool side, who have looked very shaky in the past 3 game weeks, where they conceded first in all occasions. The only problem with Perisic is that he has a rotation list, especially with the tied up fixtures coming up. He looks like he would be rotated for at least one of them for Rangers. He wouldn't play all the 90 minutes every game. However, he almost plays as a left wing, and in Tottenham side, who look very good attacking from their wing backs, especially in defense, they look very good as well. So he would get the clean sheet points, and he will get an odd attacking return probably every other game, which is a really good return for someone who plays as a defender in fantasy. So that was my transfer for this week. Now let's see how my team looks like for Game Week 4. Starting off in goal, we have Ramsdale against Fulham. Of course, Fulham have looked very good in attack. However, I'm not willing to risk on Ward right now, as Leicester have looked very bad in defense, especially against Chelsea. I don't reckon they'll keep a clean sheet, so I still keep my trust in Ramsdale against Fulham. Up next is Trent. Now, Trent plays Bournemouth, who is the worst attack in the league this season, and the third worst for defense in the league this season. Thus, I really feel Trent could provide an attacking return, at least, if not keep a clean sheet against them. Of course, Liverpool have looked very shaky in defense. However, I feel this might be the game where they pull their socks up. Next up being Perisic. He's my transfer in this week. He plays against Nottingham Forest, who have considered the most shots in the Premier League this season. So I really think Perisic playing as an almost left wing position could be a very good option. However, he is in risk to start. Reports have come out that he was limping after the Gameweek 3 against the Wolves, so he does look a bit unfit. However, the press conference for Conte is today in the evening, so we'll look forward to that. If the team news comes out that he will start, then I will start him in my FPL team as well. However, if he's kept to be benched, then I'll probably take him off for my first sub, that is Neto. Next up is Cancelo, facing Palace, who have looked very good in attack, especially with Zaha and Eze, and also Man City coming off of the 3 goals that they considered against Newcastle. They do not look likely to keep a clean sheet against Palace. However, according to the bookkeeper and Fantasy Football Hub, they are the third most likely team to keep a clean sheet this week, after Liverpool and Arsenal. So for clean sheet points, you might get it or you might not. However, in attack, Cancelo has looked a bit worse in his attacking positions compared to last season, where he was absolutely insane in attack. However, being one of the most fittest players in Man City, I would reckon he starts all the games, even if they have tight fixtures. Fourth in my defensive slot is Reece James. Now, I really hope he plays right wing back against Leicester. Leicester have looked really bad in defense, and thus I feel if Reece James, with the highest expected goal involvement from the Chelsea side, if he starts at right wing back, he could be a really good option and probably could get an attacking return or two. And with Madison being injured now, Leicester's attack has also decreased in their threat. So Chelsea could also keep the clean sheet in this game. Moving on to my 5th defensive slot, which was my transfer in from last week, Rico Henry. They play an Everton side who haven't looked the best in attack or defense. So I really hope that he could provide a clean sheet and an attacking return or two. That might be too much to ask for, but this is FPL, anything can happen at any time. Now moving on to my first midfielder slot. Seeing the Arsenal vs Bournemouth game, it was the most one-sided game I've seen this season. Liverpool have struggled of late, however, their XG still ranks top 5 in the Premier League up to now. And I would expect them to bounce back against Bournemouth into their winning ways, as they still haven't yet gotten 3 points from a game since the start of the season. So I really back Liverpool that this game they'll pull their socks up, and Mo Salah would be the man who would help them do that as well. The bookmakers have given Salah a 60% chance of scoring this week, which is the highest amongst all players in the Premier League. So even the AI thinks that Salah would score this week and probably be a very good captaincy shout. Next up, to my midfielder position is Martinelli. He did have a very fine pre-season form and has carried this on to the first 3 games of the Premier League. And do I think he's going to carry it further on into the next 3 games of the Premier League? Of course. He is the best midfielder to own in his price bracket right now. Of course, don't give me the Rodrigos and the Harrisons yet. Martinelli is still above all, especially with his underlying stats and playing for a very good Arsenal side at the moment. And my last spot in the midfielder position is Pascal Gross, facing a Leeds side that have been very good in attack, and they have looked reasonable in defense. Brighton being one of the best teams in the league at the current moment, they look really good in attack and really good in defense. So Pascal Gross playing as the second striker position behind Welbeck could really rack up a lot of points on his day. As we saw against Manchester United, he got into very good attacking positions. Also in the second game against Brentford, he also got into many attacking positions. So this game is just a wait and watch. We'll have to see what he can deliver on the pitch. But if he does, it's going to be really good for my team, as it's a very differential pick this early on in the game. Now, moving on to my front 2 strikers, starting off with Haaland. Now, City have a very tough run of fixtures coming up. Like, there is a very big fixture congestion. They almost play 3 games every week up to when the World Cup starts. So Haaland will be rotated for that, as said from Pep as well. Haaland would not be rested this week as they play a very tough Palace side. So I think Pep would prefer Haaland in that attacking position compared to Alvarez. And of course, being rested against Barca day before yesterday, he does look more likely to start this game over Alvarez. In my second striker slot is of course the most owned man in Premier League history, Gabriel Jesus. He's playing a Fulham side that looked really poor in defense, and Jesus, being the player he is, the physical player he is, the physical aspect to his game, could thrive in a game like this. I think he could do quite a bit, probably get 2 attacking returns or even 3 if lucky. So Jesus is a really strong captaincy shout too, if you're looking to captain someone who is not Mohamed Salah. So this is how my team looks for Gameweek 4. Captain's armband will be on the trusty Mohamed Salah as usual. If you don't know who to captain, or if you're stuck between options that have Salah, always choose Salah. I think you should know the rule by now. So Mo Salah it is. So this is an extra segment I would add to the end of every video from now on for my team selection, where I look at how my team does in the Fantasy Football Hub My Team tool, where it ranks your team based on this game week and based on the game weeks that are coming as well. So as you can see, my team has a rating of 93%, and for this game week it has a rating of only 91%, even though you can see my predicted points are 72. Now, would I be happy with the score of 72? Of course, coming from the last game, I would be happy with probably anything over 60. So 72 is my predicted point for this week, and it would be really good if I could achieve that this week. So this is how my team looks for Game Week 4. And finally, I want to talk about captaincy options. I have 3 captains right here that you could go for. First of them being, of course, Mohamed Salah. As I said, he has a 60% chance from the Fantasy Football Hub of scoring this week, which is the highest and most odd players in the Premier League this game week. Liverpool's attack has looked very good this season, and they just haven't been able to deliver. And against one of the worst defenses in the league, I think this is the time where they really act upon their expected goals. So Mohamed Salah, always trustworthy in front of goal, is probably the best captain and the most popular captain this week. For the other 2 captaincy options, I've gone for much of a differential. So first off, starting off with Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne has started this season off strong, with only Gordon, Rodrigo, Maddison and Rashford having more shots than him. Zaha, Rodrigo and Gordon are the only players to have more shots on target compared to the Belgian international. And no player has created more big chances than his 5. So De Bruyne does look quite a good captaincy option, even against the Palace side who have looked in form. So yeah, De Bruyne, a good option for captaincy this week. Finally, I would want to go for Jesus as the 3rd captaincy option this week. Facing Fulham, who have conceded 9 big chances this season, and of course an Arsenal side who have looked one of the best in attack, with Jesus being at the heart of it all. He has had 11 shots on goal this season, which ranks him in the top 5 of the Premier League. So Jesus, the most owned man in FPL history, would be my 3rd option for captaincy. But as you can see from the demographic right here, Salah is rated to score the highest points this week with 9.3. My second pick, Kevin De Bruyne, has a rated points of 5.8. And finally, Jesus, playing Fulham, has a rated points of 6.2. According to the Fantasy Football Hub website. So according to them, Salah is the best captaincy option for this week, and probably for most of the FPL community around. So what I would advise, go for Salah as captain, trusty Mohamed Salah, and may you have a good game week. And with that being said, guys, we've come to the end of the video. If you liked it, please don't forget to drop a like and subscribe and share it with your friends. And until next time, peace.